Yeah. You back with another episode of Take Me Out This Chat. It's Bucky, Chef Marv, and the homie Jeez.
Yeah.
What's good? Up, fellas?
What's up, yo? I'm all right.
Tonight we got the homie Tone.
Blaze.
What's up, good brother?
Blade the barber.
What's up with y'all?
Yo, thank you for coming, bro.
Yeah,
Much love.
we appreciate it.
Listen, I'm more than excited to be here. Fellas. This is a treat.
Hey, listen, y'all. I don't know, but Blaze Edge in Pottstown and Phoenixville, if you're looking for a barber, get tightened up, kids tightened up, this is the man to see. He got a team put together that, listen, Blaze Edge. It's in the Addy, man. What's the Addy?
Hey, so we got 2 locations. We got one in Pottstown. That's home base. 272 Walnut Street in Pottstown. We got the second location in Phoenixville. That's at High and Main, 59 North Main, Phoenixville. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate that.
Yeah, listen. That's what it is.
Sharpest in town.
I think their team is the strongest. Blaze the sharpest in my book. He's the sharpest in my book. I love everybody.
I've cut my hair since I was 13.
Right. That's
I ain't gonna hold you, man. What's up, Blair? I gotta get back in there, man.
No, you left me a long time ago, man. Don't do that.
No, you know what I mean? Schedule flexibility.
Can we get controversial from the rip? You know what I mean? The boy left me. You know what I mean? Can I say that on air? He left me, man.
Your schedule got, you know what I mean?
And that's an A1 right there. That's a day one.
Your schedule shrank, but we gonna work on that. You know what I mean? Because I definitely need to get back.
I ain't gonna front the boy did get Hollywood.
No, but you know when they miss home? They miss home when they lines start leaving.
Wait a second, sir.
No, when they lines start leaving, they miss home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I need that trick. But
facts.
the man said something there. He said you got Hollywood for a little bit.
Oh
man.
yeah.
You know.
He admits it. You hear it?
But see, here goes one of the cliche statements that I gotta get y'all. We're gonna make it cliche.
All right, go ahead.
When somebody asks you, why did you switch up on me? You gotta say, it ain't that I switched up. It's why didn't you?
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So dudes be expecting me not to change and not get better and not get greater.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you change with me?
No, listen, it was never it was never no bad feelings, it was always respect.
You just happy to have you back in the neighborhood, man.
I'm selfish. Fuck all that.
Facts.
I love all your changes you making, but when I need a cut, I need a cut.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I don't care about everybody else. I feel that I've been down, you know what I mean? A1 day one, you the homie for real.
Right,
you cut me for my wedding.
No doubt.
So when it's time, you know what I mean?
You know what happens though?
It's not I don't hit you with that often.
But what happens is though, a lot of brothers, they go back to school and they get better degrees. So when you had an associate's, you operate like an associate. When you get a bachelor's, you operate like a bachelor. But when you get that good old master's and that PhD,
right.
Oh man, they call me the doctor. You know what I'm saying? So you don't go to the doctors and just pull up and pop up. You got to schedule an appointment. You know what I mean? Come on. Call me the doctor.
I appreciate that. But every so often, I still want to be able to pop up.
I can dig it for real.
Yeah. When walk-ins are welcome, they're not.
I don't know about the walk-in. I ain't on the walk-in.
But listen, real rap.
That's why there's urgent care.
Can I ask you a question though?
Come on, somebody.
I see you got your chain back. Did you get your bike back?
Oh, well, so Chef didn't actually really see it all the way yet. So
I told you about going down there and messing with them people, man. I told you about going down there and messing with them people.
Damn! You ain't noticed
you
me, man.
Got knocked up.
Chill, yo.
I told you not to go around there and mess with them people.
I told you about that.
Too old head?
Get your ass back in the car.
No. You know what I mean?
Hey, man.
Hey, listen,
Let's
what
talk
happened?
about it.
Yeah, but let's talk about how was it?
What was
This
that?
is
What
your
was
first
that?
bout,
What
right?
happened?
Hey,
That was
man, well, you know,
Royal Rumble.
most people start the question with, how was your weekend? You know what I mean?
Well, how was it?
It was great, man. It was great. You know what I mean? Listen, great opportunity, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers know, man, for those that don't know that are watching today, I had a major bucket list thing that I can check off.
Right.
I got my first amateur fight under my belt.
Okay.
And it was amazing, man. To be honest with you, man, and transparent, I took a L. And it's one of those things, man, where I took a L because of me. You know what I'm saying? There's no excuses. I went in there, fought my fight. And there was a better man that won, and it wasn't me.
Was it mixed martial arts, right?
No, I do the MMA, but this happened to be just boxing. Just
boxing?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, but I mean, L or not, you did a lot more than most. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what? That ring. That was a ring. I watched that. I tuned in.
Let's be real.
I didn't get dropped. You know what I mean? Let's choose our words wisely.
Yeah,
he said,
you ain't hit the
he
mat.
said, get back up like I went down. I didn't go down.
right.
So everybody know that. I ain't falling over.
Yeah, ain't no droppage. Right.
Facts.
I feel
But
you.
I'm gonna tell y'all this though, man, and I hate to be rambling or whatever have you, but the beautiful thing about that ring, man, and this is why most people say that partake in that sport is
right.
Not everybody could do that. I'm gonna tell you why, man. It's like when you're in that ring, the rush about it is, and the beauty of it is, it's you versus you in that joint, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's not a lot of sports that you could say the same thing. Right. Football, you could hide behind your team. Right. Basketball, you could hide behind your team.
Okay. Right.
Boxing, wrestling, any other martial art.
Right.
Yo, it's you versus you. Did you train enough?
That's a good point,
Did
man.
you work hard enough?
Right.
It's going to show.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
going to show.
I see why you feel that way. That's a very good point.
It's going to show.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
I fuck with it. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. I got much respect for it. Like,
No doubt, man. Appreciate it.
I'm not doing it. I'm gonna be honest. Like, hey, listen, you that boy. You always like to fight. You don't mind throwing hands and none of that.
Could you imagine I'm
not trying to get punched on.
If you imagine your tooth getting knocked out or some shit like that.
Like, I'm in my mid-30s, cuz.
Front jaw or side jaw, you get somebody make you laugh too hard.
I just don't want to get caught to the mitt, man.
Right, yo, and that's real, yo. I'm gonna be honest.
that's
The
facts,
average
yo.
man has not been punched in the face to that magnitude.
That don't hit you like a flash grenade. Like,
Yeah. And so this eye jammy was about a headbutt originally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And with the constant impact from punches, like, it started to transition and change, but it was a headbutt. So like those are some variables that you don't, you know what I mean, not ready for.
Right.
Then we got MMA. Yo, that joint changes.
Yeah, you catch a foot to the biscuit.
Foot,
you know what I
elbow,
mean?
you know what I mean? Whatever.
Or catch a
hold on.
arm lock.
So you a boxer, barber, father,
MMA fighter,
MMA fighter, a minister.
Ooh, praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Bro,
man.
What you doing over there? You got a lot of things going on,
Listen,
brother.
multifaceted.
You know what I'm saying?
sir.
Business
And then
owner.
you said after the next day after the boxing match, you hopped right on the Zoom and did your little ministry, John.
Yeah, and it
Black
ain't little,
eye
you
and
know what I'm
all,
saying?
right? Black eye and all. It was like, ooh.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's been a blessing too, man.
Facts.
On there for 30 viewers. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And,
Absolutely.
Yo,
that's-
like, you know what I mean? That's
The
been a
message, the
blessing.
one viewer, you sending
Yeah.
a message.
Yeah,
bro.
That's been a
Like,
blessing,
what
man.
it's
That's been
about.
a blessing. You know what I mean? And they all got a chance to see the black eye. They all was laughing. You know what I mean? And you just gotta be transparent with life, man. Accountable to what you know happens in your life. Accountable to the fact that I took that L and it was on me.
Right.
So yeah, man, definitely.
And are you on weekly as far as your ministry goes?
Yes,
Are you
yes.
on weekly? Do you want
Yes.
to shout that time out?
So every single Sunday, I am on a Zoom call entitled Mirror Time with Minister Tony at 10:30 a.m. every Sunday. I have the Zoom link. You can contact me on Instagram or via Facebook to get the link. And every single Sunday, 10:30 a.m. on there for a half an hour, real quick, get in, get out.
Right.
Time for reflection, and we're off. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Dope. So, jumping into the next topic, coming up to the match and everything like that, we talked a little behind the scenes about your preparation for the match wasn't actually even for that fighter. So, do you want to speak on the preparation that it took you to even get to the level you were even ready to take the fight on, even though it wasn't the fighter you were supposed to take? Like, what's that preparation look like from your boxing to your MMA, and how do you transition that into basically your everyday life, or do you at all?
So it's funny, man. I mean, we just kind of hit it on home. I mean, in anything in life, man, you got to be prepared for the what ifs. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to be prepared for the little loophole that just comes. Sometimes little daggers get thrown in there to where everything changes up. You know what I'm saying? As Mike Tyson always said, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so with that being said, I mean, I had trained for a specific fighter. You know what I mean? And I want to say that he was kind of a great first fight. And then all of a sudden, he backed out and it became, I'm fighting this individual with 27 bouts under his belt. He's 50 years old, got tons of experience, and rather than to be scared, hey, you're either ready or you're not. You know what I mean? And I jumped in there. You know what I mean? No matter what they threw at me, I'm gonna make it happen, man. You know what I'm saying? And we went in there and fought our fight. You know what I mean? So when you say is it synonymous to life, no doubt. Yo, things change up in life, and you gotta be ready.
You gotta be prepared for everything.
Yeah, the preparation.
So everything meaning what was it? War, like civil.
I mean,
all types of different things, like goofy shit that might happen at the grocery store. Like,
and listen,
preparation.
Not to tell you not to be prepared, but even if you're not prepared, you gotta adjust on the fly and keep it pushing.
Facts.
Right,
But preparation is best. Facts. You know what I mean?
Facts. I like that, man. It's funny, Floyd Mayweather, man, that's one of his biggest claim to fames is that he's the biggest in-fight adjuster.
Yeah.
So, when he's in that third round and somebody comes out with something he didn't even train for, my man, he has trained his mental to adjust.
Right.
So is that synonymous for life? Yet again, yes it is, man. You got to be able to adjust.
And I guess you could say that's preparation.
Facts.
You got to be prepared to adjust on the fly.
Yeah.
So,
no doubt.
I've always been big on being proactive instead of reactive.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to be proactive, to be prepared for whatever the circumstances. And I mean, you also have to be realistic with yourself and understand that certain circumstances might end up bad. So, like, being proactive to understand that as well. So, to train the mind, to be prepared, to take a loss. Like, that's kind of like, the facts of life. Even with the whole boxing thing and things of that nature, like, the whole idea of preparation is not always just physical. It's also mental and preparing the mind to do that. And instead of being reactive where you think shit's going to be all peaches and cream, and then you walk down, and then you end up getting shitted on, basically, and you're not ready for it. So to be prepared and things of that nature, from boxing to life, are always my way of rule of thumb, basically. But jumping into the next topic, as far as being prepared, you brought to our attention about being prepared for, I'm paraphrasing because I'm just me, a doomsday, a doomsday type event with today's day and times going on and the nonsense that we had to deal with early January.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, are people really, in particular, is our community prepared in any way, shape, or form for stuff if shit was to hit the fan?
Not even a little bit.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Keeping
it up.
Do you like?
Because if you say our community,
I mean, I'm gonna keep it a bean. Mentally, am I? Yeah, but as far as like the things that I might need to carry that mission out, no. And that's part of the preparation.
Preparation, too. Correct. Right.
It's not just the can I do it, because you can say you can do it, but do you have the things you might need to actually make that job happen?
Right.
No, I don't know.
No, I feel what you're saying 100%. I don't.
And that's why I have the tools.
Yeah, that's why, and that's the tools, and that's.
Yeah.
Because just think about it. What if you had 2 hours to literally pack the wheel up, get your squad together, and get on the road? Does your family know what to do? What if y'all are in the same situation, same location?
Know where to meet.
Mine don't.
You might not even be home, so we haven't even discussed location. Never.
That's right. I mean, I'm being realistic.
Even discussed
and that's where the basis of the conversation comes from.
We haven't ran a fire drill.
Yeah.
We haven't ran any fire drills. Remember in school? Every once in a while, it'd be a fire drill.
Yeah. You gotta start doing that, man. Because, these other families, man. And see, we call a lot of people weirdos on this doomsday prepper stuff, the way they got a bunker and guns in the tuck.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest, man. This is what we talked about earlier, is that, do y'all think that in Iraq, Iran, there's stuff that happened in France. There's stuff that happened in places that, never thought they would see a threat.
Right.
They were in the barber shop chilling, and all of a sudden they hear, boom, bombs exploding,
the alarms. The sirens going
and
off.
They gotta call Dukes. They gotta call their lady. They gotta find their kids.
What is you in the middle of the city?
What is our plan?
Do you have a meet location? This is the stuff. I'm not gonna lie. The most that my family's done is we've done the drills, as far as the tornado drills or whatever, and my wife's good at keeping like first aid or some type of bag prepared in her truck, at least at some point, like some type of first aid, some clothes and shit like that. But if we were to say, yo, we gotta meet up, or like you said, the phones don't work, I'm shit out of luck. Like I don't. Right. They're not gonna know. Right.
I think Tone Blade hit a key point. Is I think we think majority of people think of it as weird to think of. You know, most people say, "Oh, that's conspiracy theorist."
Facts.
You know what I mean? So we kind of just ignore it because we're comfortable with the lifestyle that we live now, and we don't want to. We don't want to prepare for that because we don't want to even put those thoughts in our mind that could possibly happen.
We're too comfortable. That's all it is. Like we're too comfortable
but
with daily life, relying on the daily tools
in life,
we have.
just like we can relate it to religion. Tomorrow's not promised.
Facts, man. We
rely heavily on the internet. And that's just another instance of people in general taking things for granted.
Right.
We rely heavily on the internet. We rely heavily on so many different things that if we lost them,
we wouldn't know what to do.
We wouldn't know what to do. Like in them power outages and wait, the Wi-Fi ain't working. Oh, my phone ain't charged.
Yeah.
Damn, what am I going? You lose your goddamn mind.
Yeah. But it's funny because it comes down to the fact that we don't pass down information. Because you got to think, back in the day, our ancestors were farmers and shit like that.
Right.
And as generations passed, like we were so gun ho on getting out the field, and you know what I mean, in that mindset. That eventually we got to the point where no one knows how. Like if we had land but nothing else, I don't know how to grow nothing. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. A lot of us
like
don't
I don't know how to grow nothing, bro.
Growing shit is not. It's not hard, but it ain't easy either.
It's
it
not
ain't like
easy
a walk in the fucking park. No, not at all.
We don't have a lot of necessary
crazy? When y'all
skills.
sent this topic, I thought about what would it be like to do a podcast at like a. I seen some shit on IG. They was doing somebody was doing like a little shooting drill, like range drill joint. Like, man, that would be all right. Like, I would love to learn some shit like that. Some tactical combat. Like, nigga, what? You come up in his.
Yeah, and it's out here. That's another question is like, when it hits the fan, where are the guns at?
Yeah. So, but like a lot of people are prepared when it comes to firearms, because like you can't get no ammunition.
Right.
Like, go up to Hudson's or I think French Creek closed, but go to Cabela's. Like you can't get no ammunition. Like ammunition is.
But ammunition and guns is all great.
Yeah.
If you can't run around the block. What good are you doing shooting these guns and everything? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's more to it than that. You have to be as well physically fit to be able to go to war.
That's true, but shooting them guns doesn't matter.
I'm gonna tell you what, man, and that's another
busting
thing.
out there, niggas is running for their lives.
A lot of dudes don't know how to shoot them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know how many brothers I talk to that got the craziest ARs? I'm like, yo, how is it on the range? They like, I never shot it. So you got this crazy high-powered gun with all these mags and all these bullets, and you've never fired the joint.
Nah, you're right. You do have to learn how to shoot.
You got to know what you're doing. Like,
do you think that I like to say our community because that's more or less what I point to. But do you think our community thinks it's taboo to teach our kids about gun safety early?
Well, I don't think that it's taboo. I think that like the individual doesn't respect firearms like they should. So they weren't raised from a lineage and a generation of firearm. Like most of these, like West Virginia, and the different persuasion, they had a rifle in the back of their truck going to high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I've been around farm bulls that like, they play with them guns all day, every day, because that's how they learn how to respect them at a young age.
At a young age.
We're not taking our 4-year-old hunting.
Right.
We're not teaching them how to load the joint and how to rebuild it. So our kids get curious late,
right.
And now the respect goes out the window. So if we don't respect it, they won't respect it.
Right.
And the Jones all done.
Now I asked that because I was watching on IG the bull Derek Grace. Like he's big.
And
he's big on teaching his kids gun safety. So like,
what makes it worse is we don't even have talks with our kids about guns.
Right.
And then they some of them end up in the streets learning about guns not even the right perspective of guns.
Right.
You
Without
understand
the
what I'm saying?
portion of it in there.
Because if you somebody who is really into guns, you respect.
I mean, that's the first thing when you start shooting. The first thing they kind of teach you is the respect portion of it. Like you learn to respect your firearm.
Facts.
Before we even load this motherfucker up. Like,
bro, listen. The first time I grabbed my first gun, I was in the wheel unloading the joint, finger on the trigger, and shot the dashboard. In the wheel, windows up. All you heard was that sound from Call of Duty, like. And I'm like, oh.
Chill.
I look at my wife like,
what was this? Hold on.
You dummy.
What was it sound like?
That joint sound crazy. You don't get me mocking that. But y'all know that Call of Duty sound when the flashbang go on?
Yeah, like shit.
I was like, oh.
Just do the sound again, though. Shot, yo,
straight white noise. Chef, you know what I mean?
She just did it,
man. I know. Terrified.
Yo, scared to death. Hand shaking, dropped the gun, like hole in the dashboard. I'm like, oh,
like damn, man. Somebody could have got killed.
Yo, but like, you know, I had no respect for guns because my dad didn't raise me messing with them Jones. Like,
right.
You know, like I had a little couple run-ins with Mom Dukes and them, but it was never really, you know, firearm safety.
Yeah,
you know
that's huge, right? Firearm safety.
That niggas is shot.
No, that joke funny as shit. No,
this nigga did it again, though.
Y'all know that white noise, man.
Flashbang. Yeah,
It ain't just the guns, though, man. We gotta prepare our families just for all that shit.
Right.
That
All
could
of
come,
it, man.
Like,
do you know how to
just
start
like the
a fire?
schools, just like the schools have their emergency exit plans and the maps and what to do and which way to walk and line up. Like, you're right, yo. We gotta have that for our homes too, because you never know what could happen,
we should
man.
be learning how to like start fires and all that shit too, though.
Man,
all of that, man, or at least have
Why don't we have
an emergency kit, an emergency
Boy Scouts?
Let me ask y'all that.
Nigga, I'm not.
Like, I mean, no, not
'cause you know why?
regular Boy Scouts. I'm talking about.
Why?
I'm talking about why doesn't our community come up with even a
trust?
Because
trust.
I'm keep it a bean.
We don't have to
You
lend
can't even-
our kids to no one else but ourselves. Is what I'm saying.
I'm
but
gonna
you
personally
still-
say you can't even ask that question because it really starts at home. You
Right.
can't
Facts.
rely on
Facts.
nobody else to teach your
good.
child.
But I'm saying, like,
that.
I'm gonna be honest.
Those
I'm not going out
effective
backyard
skills.
and starting a fire right now because I don't know how.
Yeah, but you
gotta
though.
learn.
You gotta
Yeah,
learn,
but that's what I'm
man.
saying.
That's some
like,
shit you do with your kids. Go
But
take your
these
son
are
outside.
the
Take him
traits
outside.
that normally came when we were younger. But when we were younger, these are the things that came up in clubs like this. Though.
Yeah.
These are the clubs you could have learned. Like these are clubs that were in school that they don't even have any longer.
Nigga,
You know
I'ma
what
keep
saying?
it-
It ain't even like scouts. Like
I'ma
this
keep it
is
a
clubs
bean,
that we
yo.
just lost out on.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. I've taken my kids fishing a lot. We might have caught something 1 or 2 times.
Right.
Kids be like, "Damn, daddy, we on there." Like, listen, I'm sorry.
But you let
I
them
don't
throw
know
it
what
on. Are you letting
we
them,
out there.
Are you letting them hook the worm and
But
all
you
that
know,
too,
with
right?
the kids, they small. I can't take them to no real
Fish.
We can't get on a boat. We can't walk through the woods. You know what I mean? I gotta make sure. But
You just go down there a little watering hole.
we out there though. Don't get it fucked up. We trying, nigga.
Yeah.
We got our worms. We got
That's what a
our
lot of
bait.
people
We got
afraid
all
of
that
is
shit.
that small beginning.
Yeah,
Like,
nigga,
as a
we
people,
gonna keep
despise
trying.
small
We
beginnings.
keep-
Like, yo, you got to start there because that's about preparation right there. Like, yo, one day he's gonna be a grown man, even if he don't catch nothing from this time till then. He'll know, like, yo,
we gonna
how to
catch
do
something,
the
man.
essentials.
Yeah, at least the bare minimum.
Yeah, like I gotta be.
You gonna know
ready
what you
at least.
need. Yeah, you gonna know. You get your little tackle box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it really will be survival of the fittest. And
It will.
at this point, to be honest with you,
That's the mentality you should have regardless.
I think I'm on the outs, man.
Yeah, I mean,
What you mean? You can't survive because of what
I
you
mean,
have
I'm just
now?
not prepared.
But see, it starts now though.
I don't even like till y'all brought this.
real shit. I feel he's saying
Listen,
so.
till y'all brought this topic up tonight. To be honest with you, I ain't thought about this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You about to
It
go
starts
home,
now.
baby. We gotta make a list.
Hey, yo, and you'd be
it sounds
surprised
funny,
what you
but
can
that's
learn
some
on
shit you
YouTube.
really gotta
Yeah.
have. Like I
Nah,
always
the
stay with a
information's
gallon of
out
water or
there
something in the car.
if you're if you're seeking it.
Yeah.
But
I
Like,
mean,
bro, I
when-
learned how to ride a
I think when
motorcycle on YouTube.
COVID came though, niggas was stocked up. Niggas inventory at the crib looked crazy when
Yeah,
COVID
like
first
Guns
hit.
or food?
I mean,
A
a
little
bit of
real.
everything. I grabbed some little ammo. I grabbed some more food too.
Yeah, but
So,
I think a
you
lot
know.
of people was prepared on some like chill stuff too.
No,
Like a lot of
I
people
was-
didn't
no,
take it
no,
too serious.
no,
A lot of
bro.
people was like, "Yo,
Well,
I'm about to
COVID,
grab mad.
I grabbed so
green,
much food.
I'm about to grab mad lick, and I'm gonna chill because
Green
this
and lick.
COVID ain't real. This is a vacay.
No.
Hey,
Listen, I
Nah,
grabbed so much
but
food
motherfuckers was on that.
I had to grab some more ammo just because I'm like, listen, if nigga might get hungry and look in the window and see some shit.
You
Nah.
thought nigga you had to
Yo,
order.
Hey, man, listen,
Listen, everybody talked about toilet paper sales, but do y'all know what one of the number one sales that went up throughout this process was?
Lick.
Hell yeah. Went through the roof.
Yeah.
Because people weren't taking it as serious. They was like, yo,
listen,
I gotta chill.
When COVID first hit, I was sliding to Delaware.
Exactly. You don't see niggas come back with these cases talking about $65, $80 a bottle. Like,
you ain't go to Costco and grab toilet paper. Y'all went and bought Lick.
Yeah,
like,
definitely did.
It wasn't no toilet paper.
Look, bro, I woke up I took off work one Saturday, slid to Enterprise first thing in the morning and grabbed a rental because my car was down at the time and had a good ass day. Slid down Delaware, spent about like $600 on bottles. $600-700 on bottles. Came back, making runs, dropping bottles. Look,
how many guns and bullets you buy?
None.
Not a damn one.
How many fire starters you buy?
Somebody would have took those bottles. You'd have been mad as shit.
Any reserve shiny blankets?
Nope.
I
got about one clip full of bullets. And my Glock 40. I got 15 bullets.
Don't miss, nigga.
I think I might got 6
and I'm hitting with all them Jones.
Don't miss. You got 16 shots.
All them Jones.
So now that brings like a whole nother dynamic to preparedness. Right. Some people be prepared in the wrong area.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
You be prepared in though. My
like,
man said he was making a come up. He was on his liquor vibe. Like,
he was on his prohibition shit.
Yeah, listen, you see what was it? Life? Them niggas went down south to get that moonshine. Yeah,
my man came back up and made that bag. Ain't buying
But
that.
let me ask you this before we switch over to another topic. When you say doomsday, I mean, I get what you're saying, but what do you mean, like actual doomsday?
No. So that was Buck's.
That was me. I just called it doomsday, but he's basically like just being prepared. For literally for anything, another civil war, anything.
Doomsday's all relative, man. That can happen.
It's
with
just
anything.
in general, bro. Like for like disaster or
anybody's relative disaster, man. Because
Chef only asked that because he believes in doomsday.
Come on, stop.
But hey,
he's a conspiracy theorist,
man. I am too. You know that.
Hey, I didn't know that.
What?
You know.
Nah, don't do that.
We know. I
did.
did.
Talk about aliens. You want to talk about UFOs?
Yeah.
Signs.
All of it. We could talk about
horoscopes, all types of shit, nigga.
You want to talk about horoscopes and aliens?
All types of shit.
I don't want to talk about that.
I'll come back for that one. You know what I mean?
Please,
that's an off-air conversation.
Before you might want to hear on the air, let's talk about that off the air because you might sound crazy than a mother.
You had another topic. What was that
might
topic?
just, you know what I mean,
what was that
intrigue
last
some
topic,
of your viewers.
Huh?
What was the last topic? It was something.
We talking about accountability.
No, it wasn't that.
Yeah, that's what
we about pet peeves.
No, it was the pet peeves. Buck has pet peeves in a relationship and everything.
No, I just have pet peeves as a person, but it just transitions.
I'm gonna keep it a bit because I still have yet. I don't know if I have identified my pet peeves yet.
One of my biggest pet peeves, and people will relate to this, is answering a question with a question.
That's a good one.
Like I hate
that drives you crazy.
What?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
What? That's probably, I ain't gonna lie. If you want to get under my skin,
I think I know your pet peeves
that?
though, Buck.
Huh?
Like what you mean, or like what?
No, nigga. Like if I'm like, yo, why the fuck did you blah blah blah? We're arguing or whatever the case may be, and then you like, why the fuck did you blah?
Right.
Like motherfucker.
Especially in regards to an important question.
Yeah, like if I'm asking you, shit, like,
when it's important, yo, don't do that.
I see what you mean. All right. Why the fuck? Wait, what? How'd you just flip that shit on me like that?
Nigga, hold up.
Hold on. I'm the one asking the question.
How am I on the defensive? I'm just asking the question. I hate, bro. I hate.
But y'all know what the cliche one is like male and female is, what do you want to eat? And they say, well, what do you want to eat? Somebody came up with an ingenious business model and they called their restaurant that.
Yeah.
It's called I Don't Know. What do you want to eat? And they have everything on the menu.
I think we've all done that before.
I know. I be knowing what I want to eat, man. I don't know about y'all.
Hey,
listen. I do that all the time.
We've all done it.
What you want to eat, babe? I don't know what you want to eat.
We've all done it.
Man, whatever you want. Like, just.
Nope. Right.
And then you pick something or she picks something. You be like, I don't want that. So what you want to eat?
Right. I ain't gonna lie, that one's a little light for me. Mine would definitely be something where it might actually be some sort of disorder or something. But I hate to hear somebody chew. Like when I'm not eating and I hear them chewing their food.
So first of all, you don't know
hear it all in their mouth like molding.
You don't know what you want to eat and you don't want to hear them
and then
chew
when
they finally get
all
the
crazy
food.
And And some people be
smacking's
breathing.
Smacking's one thing. I'm not with the chewing like a cow.
Some people be breathing and everything, bro. Like
enjoying it.
You be like,
hey, they making love to the food.
Like, yo, you go in there. I don't know if this is a pet peeve.
I don't know if I pay that much attention.
I don't know if this is a pet peeve, but this is the worst. Is when you're riding in the car with somebody and their breath smell like shit.
What?
Oh my God.
That's life rules, nigga.
Bad hygiene. That's not really a pet
bro.
peeve,
And they talking too. Talking. You had the window down.
What we talking morning breath? We talking like cigarettes and beer? Like
no, like shit.
So that's that cigarettes
like
and
you
coffee.
can smell like I'm in the driver's seat. They're in the passenger, and the wheel is rocking. They talking. And I got the window down, and I'm like.
Niggas driving like Ace Ventura.
Yeah, you right, bro. Yeah. Oh man.
Why you say Buck though?
Who you talking about though? Who you talking about, yo? I've been in the wheel with a couple people where they breath smell like shit.
You let too many people in your car.
That's not a pet peeve. That's not a pet peeve, bro.
I don't know. Certain people.
He's letting too many niggas ride in his car, bro.
Everybody has an off day.
Niggas need to check themselves. And if you've been riding this chef's car lately,
just
check yourself.
You can't say your breath never
stank. You
gotta
treat your car like the bull at the
I can't say it's never stank, but the ones that know they breath smell like shit, you know who you are. Come on, man.
I ain't gotta say your name. You know your breath smell like shit.
I don't think so either. Do they really know who they are, sir?
Do they taste it?
It's the wrong platform to name.
Are they repeat offenders?
But we all know shitty breath.
Chef look offended.
Are they repeat offenders?
Yeah,
you know your breath smells like shit.
We all can name a few people.
Yo, what do we
in town that we know are notorious for shitty breath.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So is it breath like something's like wrong type breath? Like something wrong in
smell
there?
like shit.
Like they need to brush their tongue.
Yeah, like some people don't brush their gripper's tongue.
Though. That's just motherfuckers having bad breath.
Yo, but that's crazy though, because y'all talking about that like we talking about pet peeves, but I'm telling you, that's a piece of what we didn't really mention was that accountability.
Right.
Yo, people really don't be accountable to stuff like that. Like, yo, they don't know that their breath stinks. They don't know.
They don't care. They know they don't care.
Some people really just don't be knowing. Like, yo, there's so many characteristics in life people don't know about themselves. They don't know they're the person that, like, I loan you money and you the boy that's not gonna pay me back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know that, like, yo, you're the person that's gonna say anything, anywhere.
Know, bro. They don't care.
I don't think they know.
Some niggas might
How can they not know?
Hey,
they know for a fact I'm not paying.
Because the accountability's turned off on them. Like, they just turn accountability off.
They don't look at it as a loan. They look at it
not getting your money back. They don't know when the money's coming back.
They really coming up like, yeah, I got you. I mean. Yeah, I mean, I get my check next week.
Right. Yo, some people just don't be accountable, man. I'm trying to tell you, like they don't think about themselves in like that mirror type stuff. Like they don't look in the mirror and be like, yo, I'm this person. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's some dudes, man, that do certain things and they fall under a characteristic, but like, I don't know, I ain't that guy. That ain't me. Y'all ain't talking about me. What? You know you're the stinky breath boy. You know you're the boy that borrows money. Like,
yo.
like know who you are.
The nigga that borrows money knows exactly what he's doing, bro. I don't care what you say.
Like, bro, there was a time in my life where I knew I was going out every Friday with y'all and I wanted to fight. Like, I knew that. Like, I knew, like, yo, this week.
Nah, I
did too. That's why I didn't want to go.
Before.
Like, I know that.
You told me that before that you had to fall back because
once you get the you want rumble.
You look forward to it.
Yeah, and that's accountability though. But where's the brothers that's doing that?
Right here.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, you know you this guy and you not taking accountability for it. Like, I don't understand that.
Both y'all took account. Jeez was a little goony too.
Oh yeah.
He was looking for.
That was one of the reasons why I started to fall back too. Was when I seen him doing it, I said, we all team trending now.
I appreciate you guys changing your ways, man. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what's crazy though? What people brought to my attention is they don't know that about me.
Oh yeah,
like a lot of people, they like,
though.
Wait.
Chef had a whole song with you in there talking about you being reckless.
I never knew you was this way or acting like that. I'm like, I'm a humble nigga, you know. Obviously, like
Young Jeezy, stay strapped. You know what I'm saying? That you ain't. It's in the song. It's a song. What you mean?
Yeah, chill.
I'm gonna say chill because you don't like talking about old school.
Hey, I'm not that guy no more, man.
You don't like talking about old school.
He made us cut segment.
He had to cut shit out the episodes because he didn't want to talk about old school.
Yo, so quick question. Quick question in that regard, right?
This is 2.0.
I was talking about that in the barbershop, right? Quick question, and I said, do you think that you should be killing certain aspects or pieces of your character in your life, or is it hazardous?
No,
I think you should evolve.
Yeah.
Grow, you know what I mean? Learn from who you were or certain, the bad parts.
Right.
And build and grow and learn to not be that same person in that aspect.
And that same sentiment of what you're just saying, like, if you look at even us, like, we all went out together. If we would have stayed on that same path, bro,
somehow would be
nigga, somebody would have been dead. Somebody would have been.
It's called maturity.
Like,
you know what I
we
mean?
we talk shit to each other and we laugh about it, but like in all realisticness, like that was needed, bro.
Yeah.
Like we had to drop shit to evolve and become better of whoever we chose to be.
Yeah.
But like, and I mean, I feel like we all chose great paths for ourselves, but when we were at that age of 17, 18, 19, I mean, it got to a point where like shit was getting dangerous. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But in one regard, though, the question gets to a deeper place of like, let's take it and move it a little bit more like deep.
Right.
Is an addict always an addict? And I mean that in regards of like, yo, AA meetings, like they say that an addict is always an addict. Because,
They do say that.
Yo, like you can't let go of that person that you were. Because I'm going to be honest, when I look at myself, like, yo, in regards to the violence and the partying and all that, yo, I like that side of myself because I know that if I let go of him,
it's
I'm
still
not
in
the
you.
same fun guy.
Right.
I'm a pushover in my place of business.
Right.
I'm a pushover with my employees.
Right.
So like you do gotta keep a lot of yourself, but learn to evolve.
It's always going to be in you.
Yes.
It's like Jean Grey in the Phoenix.
It never leaves.
Like, you know how Professor X, like,
nah, he's
you know what I mean?
what you're saying,
Like,
right.
you know what I mean? And you know how Magneto was like, oh, you've always tried to control her, Charles, and he's like, you know what I mean? But like, it's in you.
You know, in that regard, right? You know, with the Hulk, when they asked the Hulk, they said, and I always use this as an example, they asked the Hulk, what's the secret? They were like, how do you bring him out? Like, what's the secret? He was like, I'm always angry. The secret was, yo, I keep this piece
Niggas ain't
myself.
always angry, man. Like, I'm a big believer of just being yourself.
Right,
just be a better version of yourself.
Hey,
like,
that's good. That's
but
good.
there's always gonna be those moments where something might trigger that old reckless you to come out.
Right.
And it's like,
how do you channel it?
sometimes you gotta bring them out.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta remind niggas. Like, I'm keeping it a bean. Like,
I'm a big fan of that though. Like, sometimes you gotta remind niggas. Like,
man, you always should be humble.
Yeah,
like, humble
but like sometimes
is number one. Like, staying humble, being humble is always priority number one. But you let somebody go too far, you gotta remind them. Like, and I'm a big believer of that. But at the end of the day, you know, we've all grown up and
you gotta channel it, right?
I just feel like it's maturity, man. Like, I feel like you just get to a point where like it's self-preservation, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you start to care about things. You got things that you live for.
That's what it really comes down to.
You got people that you take care of. You got kids and
that's what
family members depending on you. And it's like, it's not about you no more. When we was 18, 19, it was about you. You know what I mean? You like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But now it's to the point like,
but a lot of dudes are still selfish in that regard, but mask it well.
But they just at this point didn't mature. You know, everybody matures at their own pace. You know what I mean? But it's maturity.
When you say mask it well, what do you mean?
So like, you got a lot of dudes that take on responsibilities and take on things. Like, let's be honest, their business may be about them.
Yeah, right.
Their family structure, they got a bad shorty, so that's about them. Oh man, we made beautiful kids. That's about them. Their car, their house is really about self-absorbed.
Yeah.
And the selfishness and the reasons why they did it kind of made them not really happy inside. You know what I'm saying?
We all know people like that.
Yeah, man. And it's like, yo, like you did all of this stuff that
for self-image.
Yeah, it was for self-image, and like now you're not even happy, bro. Like, and again, can't take accountability to even say that. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny that you say that though, because I think a lot.
I ain't gonna lie, those type of people though, when I recognize it.
Pet peeve.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's not even that. Like, a lot of times, the way you just described it, a lot of people do that, just jumping into whatever the next move in their life is, or their relationship. Like, people jump into marriage looking for that self-image, not recognizing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, I get it. Like, they definitely mask it well. Like, they're looking for the self-image on, a female, I need to be married because I need to look a certain way, or, you know what I mean, have a certain type of persona in which it goes about, or a male, like, I want to have my family structured and look like something, because deep down in their mind they might be like, because my family didn't have that, so I want my family. But that's I mean, in all aspects, that's a selfish way of looking at it. But even though it's for a good reason, it's still
living in fear.
Yeah, facts.
You don't want to repeat the same cycle. Right. It's like once you conquer that fear. We talk about the fear all the time.
Yeah,
we talked earlier, like the fear, and I share the same shit.
No.
We
fear is huge, bro.
We be on some deep shit in our chat lately. Take me out this chat. Ain't all about big butts, sports, or relationship shit. Yeah. We talk about God. We talk about everything, but we've been talking about a lot of like spiritual shit lately. And fear, man, living in fear, bro. Like once you conquer that fear, it's not you get a sense of power that you'll never imagine having, man. Like there's really power in that, bro. Conquer that fear.
I was watching something on IG where Tracy Ellis Ross made a great point. She said most people's fear is that moment in between where I'm at and where I want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wow. Like, so that's where people's fear is really, and that's where they can't seem to overcome, and that's why people stay stuck in that rut of where they're at. You know what I mean? They have the big dreams and they want to get to where they want to be, but the fear of the in between.
But is fear always negative though? No, because I'm gonna be honest, like in regards to some areas of fear fuels me. Like when we talked about what we talked about earlier,
hold on,
like with the fights and all that.
I can't agree. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. I wholeheartedly can't agree at all. All fear is negative. Every ounce of fear is negative because there's no. It's not real.
Yeah. It's not real.
It's not real.
And I've recently in my life got to the point where, you know, when they say speak things into existence, I'm really on that. Like, my mindset is there's nothing I can't do.
Right.
Like, there's
goddamn
nothing
thing
I can't do. Like, even if fear starts to creep, I tell myself instantly,
fear is fake.
Nothing
bro.
I can't do. If I want to do something, because it's really that simple. Anything I'm real passionate about, and I'm like passionate to the point where, like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I always do it and accomplish it and see it through.
Because of what though?
Huh?
The original fear.
No, it's not because of fear.
Because of conquering your fear. Like,
but that's the thing. You can't conquer fear without.
It's because of
fear. Yeah, you're gonna have
like
fear. It's because of It's because for me, it's because of confidence.
Right.
Yeah, but do you realize what fear even like when we look at the acronym, right? The acronym is false evidence appearing real. Yeah. But it's still fear. Yeah. So fear makes you come up with false evidence.
Right.
Because the fear is really real. It's an emotion. Now here's the thing. With fear is not a negative thing or an antonym to faithfulness. It's a synonymous thing. They work together. That's the reason why in the Bible they say fear the Lord. Yeah. Because it is a real thing.
Hold on though. Fear the Lord only.
I get that.
But that's what the Bible also says.
Fear no man but God.
Fear nothing but God.
That's the thing. You're not fearing. You're not fearing an entity or a thing or a person.
Hold on.
You're fearing God's plan in this situation.
But you're saying you're right. But when I think of it's all right. You're good, bro.
You're good, bro.
Nah, go to the back.
No, the other one outside, bro.
When you're conquering fear, dog. The only thing, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry we went down this path. I ain't sorry.
You good.
But the only thing you should fear is God, bro.
Facts.
All the other fear, if you look at it any other way than that, you're not trusting God.
But here's the thing.
But what Blade just said, man, I ain't gonna lie. He hit it right on the head, bro. Like, what he basically said was, you're not fearing entity, you're fearing the path in which God has laid out for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
you're not trusting him, right?
No,
faithfulness. No, faith. That's what I want to rewind it again.
Right.
Faithfulness and fear are synonymous. They're not antonyms.
Right.
They're not complete opposites.
Right.
So you are fearing. You're fearful of God, right? But in God, there's His plan, there's His perfect will and His imperfect will for your life, right? We got deep. I know that. I know we got deep.
Right.
But with that being said, I fear that God. I know you're in control, and I'm scared of what's gonna happen, but I know you got it. I know you got it, God.
Right.
But in that, I gotta have the sense of fear in saying that I'm not in control.
No, you don't.
When there's a basis to this thing here.
I'm going to disagree.
So when I feel like I conquered fear, I feel like I conquered whether or not I'm subjective to God's will. So I got to be in a place to where I say, God, I'm in control. I mean, you're in control.
Right.
You're in control. So the only thing I fear is whether or not I'm going to come in and get in the way.
Right.
No. That's what my fears are about.
Right.
No.
Any realistic human being
but hold on. You've proved your point now. Okay, cool.
Right. I think this might be one of those topics where we might have to just agree to disagree.
No, it ain't.
Speak your mind, though.
You've proved your point. You said you're trying to justify that little ounce of fear that you might have.
Right.
You're justifying it because you're including God. Like, the only thing I am fearful of is, if I mess this up, or if I don't choose the right, if I don't really listen to you. But bro, what I'm trying to tell you is, any ounce of fear is invalid because you have to trust God, and that's the only way that what you're praying for or what you're hoping happens is going to happen. If that little bit of fear that you claim is justified because it's the change, no, that's not the right way to think.
That's not what I'm saying.
The littlest amount of fear can can cause failure.
Yes, it can. And that's what I'm saying. It's the God asked for what? What does God ask for? Hold on. What does God ask for? All sense of fear is eliminated when you fully trust God. It's not.
I get that.
He's saying you get that, but you're
once you get.
I feel like once you get there, that's when you transition to the success.
That's when you say
because you
don't get your full manifestation until you completely
you're
completely engulfed into it. So that's what we're saying. That's when you lose that fear and you complete your.
You won't even speak it into existence.
But that's what I'm saying. He's saying that's where the success comes because you've conquered it. So once you've hit that or reach the precipice.
I think y'all are saying the same thing without saying it.
There, but
what Blaze is saying is when the fear is there, that's still the form of your flesh.
Right.
Basically, what he's saying is, which we all are composed of, like Blaze said, but flesh and spirit.
I will not agree with any ounce of fear.
And what you're saying is, to get to the point, what you're saying is your spiritual presence has become so massive
that there's no room for the flesh.
There's no room for the flesh, and
we're saying the same
most
thing.
People aren't at that level.
They're not.
Right.
They're not. So.
I really can't name
too many.
Me personally anybody that's at that level because, like he said, that's your perfect part of you.
It's not.
And the flesh always remains.
The spirit is the only perfect portion of yourself.
Yeah.
But you're not only in tune with your spirit.
Your spirit is what connects with God.
Yeah. Like that's why when we
look at
our bank account, that's why when we look at our bank account, think about it, right? Like let's just be transparent for a second. You recently just told me, I ain't gonna lie, when Christmas hit, I had a lot of things to take care of. This happened, right? And I gotta make sure I get that right. You're not a chump, you're not a punk ass dude,
right?
But the little bit of fear appearing real said that, if I go on this joint, I can't handle this,
right?
Because your spirit says, I know that I'll be able to go on that joint and make everything happen because I trust God,
right?
But that little bit of fear came out of you and said, you know what? That's not.
He's
100% right now.
That's 100%.
I'm gonna keep it. But I'm not going to wholeheartedly disagree with you, but I'm also going to say I'm not even in the same place that I was
which
then,
is good,
which is now.
But most people ain't
at the end of the day, I'm going to agree with with Blade because
damn, why you the suspense?
I'm agree with Blade after breaking it down, and I hear both sides. It's because at the end of the day, until we die, we're man.
That's just what it is.
We're man, and we'll never until we leave this earth and go on to our next pasture. The flesh will always be a part of us.
You can't, but you
doesn't
can't.
have to take precedence though.
Yeah, it doesn't have
to.
to.
That's where Mark just said, like, yo, there's moments in his life, especially right now, where his spirit is reigning supreme. Right. Yo, we all have those moments.
My thing, it comes back.
Listen,
this comes.
I ain't gonna lie, it look bad right now.
Listen. But this comes back to what we talked about earlier in the podcast today, when we talked about how, you know, certain parts of you mature from and you move on, but there still is an addict, always an addict.
Yeah.
Is the flesh always in you?
Right.
And it is. Yeah. You may suppress it for a long time, but there's going to be a situation that can bring it out, and that's when that fear will come. Now that don't mean you won't deal with the fear and overcome of it, because your spiritual strength overcomes it, but it will reside for a split second, and then depending on how spiritually strong you are, you'll be able to deal with it and overthrow it. You understand what I'm saying?
That's kind of where we started at, because when Mark jumped in, like I was saying that I allow the way I conquer my fear is to utilize it.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, yo, I'm telling y'all, like when I get in a rumble, a bull, yo, I'm fearful. Yeah. Like when the bull's coming at me and he's 6'4" and you know what I mean, bull look like
it's like
I'm utilizing that fear.
Yeah.
You know what? It's like, yo, I'm a little sharper now because I don't want to go to sleep.
But you know what I want to try? I would want to see people try, and I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I've conquered fear, but I think in all, that should be the goal.
Yes.
So saying like it's always gonna be there, speaking like that, and bro, and I'm talking about some deep shit, because I don't want to speak things into existence. I don't want to just say that's always gonna be there, because you may one day, if you work to it, conquer that completely.
Right, and that's the one thing we never said.
Think about how, but you talking about the rumble and shit, right? Think about how comfortable you would be if you were just in that ring, fearless.
Yeah, and I gotta
not worry. But I'm just saying, but you're saying it's always gonna be there, and I'm just saying no, it's not.
No, I never say it was always gonna be there.
Y'all did just say that fear will always be there, no matter what.
Is fear and nervousness different?
I'm just saying in general.
That's what I'm saying.
I think when you put it in terms of fighters,
I'm talking about
when you're putting it in terms of fighters, I believe there are people that master their crafts to the point, like fighters who master their craft to the point they're fearless. It don't matter.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Who the opponent
some
is.
of the masters will tell you that, yo, I utilize my fear.
Why you think some of them are so cocky in the ring though? Because they're fearless. Because they're not worried. They're fearless. They don't care even if they get knocked out.
Some, not
so
all.
Imagine how
Very
fluid
few.
how fluid you will be. Imagine how fluid and comfortable you will be.
Though.
But see, but I mean, yes and no, because there's some greats without not channeling that fear. Like
was Michael Jordan fearless?
It.
I don't know.
Was he scared? When you hear him, what do you mean you don't know? You've seen all the documentaries. You've seen all the interviews.
I hadn't talked to Mike though.
Now we ain't gonna go that
but
deep, we ain't gonna go because you ain't had no personal combo.
My thing is there a difference between
I'm asking you in general, when you listen to Mike talk or Kobe talk or LeBron talk,
their characteristics will we characterize them as fearless, like Kobe, the Mamba mentality.
Do we characterize them that, or have they said that?
Nigga, their persona says that.
Yeah,
their meaner says that.
The only person I've ever heard say that is Bruce Lee. He said it out his mouth that I am without fear. I've never heard Michael Jordan say that. I've never heard.
You can tell by their performance.
I can tell you that I thought these bulls was like that.
Do you believe Bruce Lee?
Yeah. What you mean?
So why wouldn't you believe Michael Jordan?
Line up against the bull Bolo, the husky Debo Chinese bull. You know he really trashed him in real life. They was on set one day. Listen, they was on set one day, and the bull Bolo came to him and was like, "Yo, I'm not listening to this bull. This bull's just a choreographer. He don't really know how to rumble." Bruce Lee said, "Come out here." Why? Stepped out in the street. Bolo swung his jaw. Bruce Lee said, "Wah!" put him down. So he in the movie with a real black eye.
Yeah. So why you think that happened?
Because he's fearless. But I didn't hear Mike say that. I didn't hear Kobe say that. I heard Bruce say it.
Regardless,
he had zero fear.
All right, so and my point exactly, that's what y'all should be saying.
Do you think Bruce Lee was nervous? But that's what I'm trying to say. Is there a difference between being scared? I mean, being fear and nervousness.
I think it's a difference in how you channel.
If that man said he's fearless,
yo, it's a difference.
He ain't nervous,
nigga. What you mean?
But
right? He's not nervous either.
Yeah, I'm not nervous.
He's not nervous either.
No, you cannot. You can be nervous and not fear.
No, Bruce not nervous. I think fear and nervousness are synonymous.
Nah,
I really do believe there are people
I've shared
that
a book
reach that
with
level.
you. What does it talk about? The breathing. It talks about all that shit. It talks about being comfortable, being mindful.
Yes.
That all goes into the being.
But it ain't telling me to go ahead and be fearless like Bruce Lee.
That's where you might be your greatest self.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get there, but I'm not there right now.
How can you say that when y'all talking about in 50 years at 50 years old?
We're gonna wrap this.
Your brain's
We're
working
gonna
at
wrap this
100%.
up. We're gonna wrap this up, and this was a good conversation. But this goes to show, man. Work to be fearless. Fearless.
Yeah. Listen,
I like it.
That's the goal, man.
Because once you can reach the point where you're truly fearless,
you don't care. There's nothing
it's
you
not
can't
that
do.
you don't care.
There's nothing you can't do.
It's nothing you can't
There's a
do.
certain, you get a certain power. You receive a certain power that is listen.
I just feel like there's levels to fear, man.
It's untouchable,
and
bro.
I'm telling you, man, like without a doubt, man, the close of the argument is, yo, that's where I want to be.
Right, but that's where you got to work to be.
And I'm gonna get there. You know what I mean? But in this moment, you know what I'm saying? I can't lie to you and tell you that, yo, I don't gotta die to my flesh daily, like the Bible says.
But ultimately, you know what I mean? I relate it to, you know, with if we're talking about faith and all that, is when they say when you get to the point where what do most people ultimately fear? And this is why spirituality is important. Is most people fear death.
Yes.
And once you get to the point where you, like you said, you don't care, you no longer fear death because you truly believe that in the afterlife that you're going on to a better pasture. Right, if you truly believe that in your heart, that's the only way you can become fearless here on this earth.
Yeah, I like that. I just believe that there's a lot of areas too, man, along with not going to the extreme of death. Some people fear life. And I heard a quote one day that they said that the reason why there are problems in relationships with male and female is that a woman will fear, her biggest fear with her husband, male, significant other, whatever, is that he won't truly love her. That's her number one fear in a relationship. Meanwhile, a man's fear is that she'll laugh at me.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy that we don't really care if she loves me? Because that could be superficial, fake. That's why dudes go to strip clubs. That's why they go to places where love is fake and they know it.
Yeah.
But I'm more fearful that she'll laugh at me.
Right.
That's heavy, man. So the woman fears that he won't truly love me.
Right.
And a man fears
dropping gems at
her
night,
laughing at me.
Y'all
And that's that
comment,
ego,
listen,
man.
listen, I ain't gonna lie.
man.
Y'all comment and let us know what y'all think about that statement my man just made. Because he dropped, that was deep, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Shut it down,
Stop
Buck.
laughing at your men, man.
Chef ready to go. He's like, shut it down.
Shut
man.
it down.
Damn, I'm ready to go
All right,
home.
man.
Hey,
But
man,
before we get out of here,
going
man,
for
we
the
appreciate
tide.
you coming in for sure.
Yes, we
Know what I'm
definitely
saying?
do
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
Blade.
You want to shout out the handle one more time before we get out of here?
Blades Edge at Unisex Salon on Instagram. Blades Edge on Facebook. Just hit us up. Walk-ins welcome. Just come on through. We appreciate all your support for everybody that's already applying and showing us love.
Yeah, we show
and again,
Pottstown
thanks for
love.
having us, guys.
And you already know what it is. Make sure you go to our Facebook as well as our Instagram. Take me out this chat. Make sure you hit that notification bell on YouTube as well. And we out here. Dollar Boys!
Take me out!